I just wanted to make a short note about the data set that I use in the regular expression lecture about grep, regexpr, and sub and gsub. So in that lecture, I use a specific data set, which is the Baltimore City Homicide event database. You can look at this data in map form by going to this website up here, and I'll put the link in Coursera so that you can find it later. But basically, the website is hosted by the Baltimore Sun, the city's newspaper, and they've kept track of every homicide in the city that's occurred since 2007, up to the present day. So, for example, you can see here that there have been 171 homicides in 2012 in Baltimore City. So the map is interactive. You can do things like select on, let's say the past 6 months. You can select a district of Baltimore if you want, or you can just look at all the districts, a zip code, an age of the victim, a gender of the victim, and then the race of the victim, as well as the cause of death here. There's a few different causes of death. So you can show the results, and I'm just picking all the homicides that have occurred in the last 6 months, and then you'll get a map, a little Google map like this, that'll show you where each victim was found in the city, and they're color coded by the cause of death. So the red, you can see that the vast majority of the homicides here in the last 6 months were red, and that indicates a shooting. And then if you zoom in a little bit, let's say if you zoom in on this portion right here, you can see you can click on one of the markers, and you'll see the name of the person, the street address of where the person was found, a little bit of information, the race, gender, age, and then where the person died, and then the cause of death, which was determined in this case to be a shooting. So you can click on each marker like that. You'll get information about each victim, and you can kind of browse the map like this. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see that there's a little bit of statistical analysis here. So basically just a bar chart of the number of homicides that occurred each month. And they're color coded by the cause of death. And then the little line graph here is the number of homicides per month in the previous year. So you can compare this year in the bars graph and the last year's in the line graph. If you want to look at previous year's data in this format, you can click on the little arrow over here, and now you can look at monthly homicides in 2011, monthly homicides in 2010, etc., like that. So feel free to take a look at this data. Unfortunately, the data set is not easily downloadable in in a batch form so that we can look at it, for example, and load it into R. So what I've done is essentially cut and pasted the data from the HTML source and created a text file which has a lot of the HTML source in there, but it essentially boils down to having a one homicide record per line in the text file. So if you want to you can open up the text file, which I'll do right here. First I'll unzip the file, and if you take a look at it just in your text editor or whatever application you want to use, you'll notice that there's a lot of text here, but basically the first line of data looks like this. So this is the first line. It does wrap around a little bit because it's too long for my screen, but you can see that there's information about the latitude and longitude of where the person was found, the person's name, street address where they were found, and some information about their race, gender, and age, and the date that they were found and where they died. In this case, this person died at shock trauma, which is the University of Maryland's emergency room. So you can see there's one line per victim. There's about a little over 1,200 lines in this file, so 1,200 homicides over the last 5 years. And so you can take a look at this data set. You can read it into R, or you can view it on the map provided by the Baltimore Sun.